No, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words because of what a war that game was. I've been very fortunate to be a part of college basketball. 4 years as a player, now upwards of 25 years as a coach. And, that game ranks right up there with in terms of just the highest level game that I've ever been a part of. You just had two really good teams kind of throwing haymakers, and both teams kept responding. Anytime they hit us with a run, we fought back. It looked like we get control of the game, they fight back. Just a big-time, high-level game, obviously, to play a league game, to get this win at home, take care of our home court against that team. I think I told you guys, I'm not really sure what you can do with Edey. He's as dominant a player on the college level, and I mean that positively. I've never seen somebody be able to distort the game positively the way he does with his size and skill level. And our guys just battled. We fought. Obviously he got 35 points and 15 rebounds, but we just battled all night. And you don't win. I think a couple of you guys were here the other night when we won. I said, we're only going to win if we have all hands on deck, right? We needed coaches. We needed our scout team to get us ready. And obviously Boo was just sensational. Forget about the 31 points, but 9 assists and no turnovers. When they're doing everything they can to stop them, putting different guys on him, picking them up full. He plays 43 minutes. To me, as good a performance as he's had and any Northwestern player has had in my time here. And then Ty and Ryan, I thought were big time offensively. Ty hit a couple huge shots when we really needed them. And then even to make the last 2 free throws, to kind of put us up 4 there at the end. Was really proud of my team. We just kept saying after Edey scored and it's really hard. We knew what they were going to do. That's what we said. They're going to throw it to, and he's just so big, and he just jumped over and he scored the layup. And our guys were like, Coach, we're trying. We know they're going to lob it to him. But, Brooks Barnheiser took a monster charge late in the game. And then Blake Preston, the steal, right? To kind of three-quarter that high-low and to get his hands on that one and get a steal. For us to have 22 assists and three turnovers in a game like that is a testament to our guys' decision-making and just a big-time win. I know I'm talking too much, but I'm just so proud of everyone who was involved and so proud of our crowd. That was just really, really fun to be a part of that atmosphere. And hopefully they're having fun and they'll keep coming out. It can't just be the Purdue game, where we come out and show ourselves, because I think we made a statement, as a school, that we can be a high level school academically, but we can also have some fun and have a fun atmosphere when it comes to high level sports, and in men's basketball. So, this atmosphere was as good as anything I've been in, and hopefully the students had fun. And I know they'll be on break for a little bit, but when they come back, we're going to need them every single night. So anyway, I'm open for questions now.
Coach, we talked yesterday. You talked about potentially having to play in the low 60s. You said you envisioned a world where if this game ended up in the low 80s, high 80s, there was not a world that Northwestern would win. Can you just talk about the offensive execution you saw today, particularly from your backcourt? And I know you're not going to get 71 points a night from them,
No, I thought we did some really good things. Even in the first half, I thought we were getting what we wanted. It's really hard to get a lot of stuff at the basket because of Edey, but you got to. I know the analytics guys are gonna be mad, but you got to play in the mid-range a little bit against this team. They make you do that. They do a good job kind of getting to three-point shooters, even though we made 10. But with that low drop coverage, they make you get to your pull-ups. They make you get to your floaters. I thought Boo, Ryan, Ty did a great job. And then when Edey did get a little bit hungry coming up, we did get some dish-offs, right? Luke Hunger, huge three-point play. Blake Preston, a couple dump-offs. Matt obviously was in foul trouble, but he, I think, got a lob early. So I think we're starting to find some things. with our guys, and we were a better team. We talked about it. We needed that week of practice after Connecticut, as much for me as much as anybody, just because I'm learning this team. This is a different team. This isn't last year's team, even though there's a lot of same guys. We have a different team. We have different personnel. We have different pieces, and I feel like I have a better feel for who we are, and we got to keep growing. I mean, it's December 1st, so whether we would have won this game tonight or lost it, it was still going to be December 1st. But it's a sure heck of a lot better winning it and being 1-0 in the league, with not getting back into the conference until January.
Coach Buie in his postgame said tonight was a game between the two best players in the country, him and Zach. Do you think that's true? And do you think that's true? And what did it mean to see Buie play so well tonight?
Well, I mean, Buie thrives on it. I mean, it's one of the reasons why, as a fifth-year senior, why do you come back? And it's for moments like this to continue to win, to continue to add to your legacy with this program, to continue to try to raise the heights of this program, to a consistent winner. And he just relishes these games. He loves the big moments. I like that he's on my team. I mean, whether he's the best player or not, I wouldn't trade him. For anybody. He and I have developed an amazing relationship. There's a trust there. I mean, even the last play, guys, a lot of people are taking time out in the last play of regulation. I mean, all I would have done was drawn something up to get the ball in his hands. And so we had that. Felt good about it. No need to take the time out, and he delivered, and then Edie delivered. And then we had to come back and play 5 more. But big time performance. Super proud of Buie tonight.
I don't think Buie took a shot for like the first 6 minutes of the game as they paid along. What does it say about his ability to kind of read the flow of the game and not rush himself? And it seems like that's kind of a distinguisher for guys at that level, the ability to kind of read when he should go and when he shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's something he's had to develop over the years. He was a volume scorer coming out, and I love that about him. I mean, you guys know, you've watched my teams play. I give guys the green light. I want them to feel freedom out there and take shots and be aggressive. But he's really learned how to take what the game is given. And we talked about a conscious effort. We knew because of last year, I think he got 26 or something against them. We knew that there was going to be, and especially with Jones being on their team, being an elite defender, that there was going to be a real emphasis on him early in the game. And we wanted to try to get some of those other guys involved, whether it was like, we went to Ryan with some quick hitters, Ty hit some stuff. We got a couple lobs with Matt, we were Brooks trying to get Brooks going. So, because Buie knows when it comes to money time and then if teams want to start doubling, I thought one of his biggest plays was, we were trying to get some mismatches, favorable matchups on the floor. They had 2 guys that him and he trusted. He threw to Ty in overtime, one of the biggest shots of the game. 2 guys went to Buie. He threw it back to Ty. Ty hits a 3, tied it up, and kind of got us back going again. So his decision make, 9 assists, no turnovers. Against that team, pretty darn good. Forget about the 31 points, but 9-0 is pretty good for your point guard.
Coach, when you guys went down 13 in that Lance Jones 3 at 7:30 in the first half, what was your message to those guys in the huddle during that 30-second timeout?
Just that it was a long game. We felt like we were making some errors on the defensive end of the floor. Our ball screen defense wasn't great tonight. They were really – I thought our post stuff was pretty good, actually. Where they were really hurting us was in the pick and roll game. And, I thought we really tried to talk about how we could really shore that up. We were Smith was getting downhill on us a lot, creating opportunities for himself and others. And we just talked about the game as a long game, like hang in there. We gotta shut it off now. We can't let them get away from us. And so for us to get it back to 8, right? 8 at halftime, I thought that was huge from 13 to 8. Now it's more in a manageable. We came out and I thought we started the second half really well. And then now you got a ball game.
When Luke Hunger had that 5th foul, it sounded like the crowd just got louder and gave him a little bit of ovation. Can you talk about his play and just what's the expectation of his playing time coming in?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to keep growing. I love Luke. He's last year with a broken foot, he not only did he not play, but he didn't really get a chance to practice. So for all intents and purposes, he's a freshman. And so, he's really been working hard. He's been watching film. He's been kind of waiting for his opportunity. And these last couple games, he's gaining more and more, equity with his teammates, equity with his coaches. He's getting better. and I'm seeing his confidence grow. I mean, for him to get that 3-point play and then step up and hit a big three, the battles act for a freshman who really hadn't played much. Just great job tonight from Luke, and hopefully that'll be a confidence builder for him moving forward.
Langborg obviously had played in some big games before he got here. How much did that influence your decision to recruit him? And obviously his performance today, I'm sure, validates that.
Well, I don't know if there's a record for calling someone when they hit the portal. But if someone called someone faster than I called Ryan after his name hit the portal, I'd like to see it. We just knew he was a fit. I watched him. I watched him play. You guys know I watch a lot of basketball. I love basketball. Just watched him. We were out in Sacramento together with them, which helped. We got a chance firsthand to kind of watch Princeton, see them. And, we knew with our guards, we didn't know if Boo, Chase, but even if both of them were back, we knew we wanted Ryan because we knew he was everything we were about. Toughness, winner. I think what's really underrated, guys, about Ryan is he can really shoot threes, but he's better off the bounce than people give him credit for. He can get to his mid-range. He got to the free throw line tonight. So, obviously for us, I've talked about it in the preseason. I mean, those 4 perimeter guys from a scoring perspective, whether it Boo, Ty, Ryan, Brooks, I mean, a lot of what we do is based around them. And, in order for us to be good, we need their production. But I think fit more than anything. Ryan, he's just been a perfect fit for our program and with our team, and it's been a seamless transition.
The last 2 times you guys have faced off, you forced 33 turnovers against Purdue. What do you think has gone well in the defensive end that's led to all these turnovers?
I don't know. I mean, we just try to swarm, try to have active hands. We tried to double Edie every time he touched it. It's really hard. They do a good job. They see it so much, right? So they're used to, I mean, Matt is such a great coach. They put you in binds where they position their players. It makes it hard on rotations. But, our decision was we were going to go get him and just have active hands and then try to rotate. And that being said, we knew we were probably going to give up some open threes, and you got to get a little bit fortunate, right? They go 5 for 19 from 3. And there were some open looks that they've been making. They were the highest, I think, tops in our league coming into the night from 3, right? So, but that's the poison you have to choose. We knew, we double-teamed Edie every time he got it, and he still fouled 2 of my big guys out. So, and Blake had 4. He drew 14 fouls on our 3 big guys with double teams. So, that's how hard it is, and we just tried to be active and fight and battle and do what we could, and fortunately we got some deflections and got some steals.
Which I know you said it's only December 1st and you just kind of still have a lot of the season left, but having taken down a team like number 1 Purdue 2 years in a row, what do you think it says about kind of the current status of this program?
Well, our guys talked about it just now in the locker room. Let's get to a point where games like this, they're great to win them, but let's have this be more of kind of who we are. That's what we're all striving for. When I came here 11 years ago, I said I didn't come here just to go to a tournament one time. That was going to be a great step and something that had never happened. But, I came here to try to build a program where year in and year out we could be competitive and play with the best teams and compete in this league and earn our respect. And that's all we're trying to do. It's one game. We got 19 more. But obviously tonight, beating a team that was as hot as any team in the country, I think people saw that we got a good group. And we got a lot of heart and a lot of resiliency in our locker room. And, hopefully we'll be a team that can keep getting better and that teams are not going to want to play against as we move forward.
Talk a little bit about, you described it as a war kind of in your opening statement.
Yeah.
And I think nothing's more evident of that is after the 16:07 mark in the second half, no team had a lead of more than 3 points. Crazy. Until Boo's free throws in overtime to put you up 4 initially. So talk a little bit about kind of the punch, counter-punch nature of the game and kind of like
it was back and forth. Like I said, they got up 13 early. We fought back, got it to 8, got it then tied in the second half. Then it was, like you said, 16-minute mark on. It felt like any time we made a couple shots, they came back down and made one, or Edie scored, or they got an offensive rebound. We got out rebounded by 25 tonight and still win the game, which is pretty incredible. So it was just a battle. Our guys are spent. They're having fun. They're excited, but everybody left everything on the floor. We had 3 guys. 2 guys play over 40 minutes. Brooks 38. Ty 35. It's just, and those three big guys, I know their minutes don't look, but you play 19 minutes against Zach Edey, you're going to be pretty tired. So it was just like I said, I just felt like it was two really good teams just going at it. And were there mistakes made? Yeah, it's early in the season. They're going to get better too. And hopefully we'll get better, but you had a lot of heart on both sides, a lot of toughness, and was a great win for us.
Time for a few more, Steve.
Chris, have you ever seen, or when was the last time you saw a player who has as much on his shoulders as Edey has? They're ranked number one. This is me talking, not you, but obviously they wouldn't be ranked number one without him. I was thinking of like Tyler Hansbrough for a season or whatever. And then is Buie kind of next on that list this year?
I don't know. I mean, Steve, look, I love Buie, and I'm not one to judge who's the best, all that kind of stuff. I can say what Buie means to our team. You take Buie off the floor, I think it's going to be a similar impact as if you take Edey off Purdue. And like I said it earlier, I've been fortunate to be in basketball and I coached against Tyler Hansbrough for 4 years, who was an absolute monster. I played against Tim Duncan, Rasheed Wallace, guys, Joe Smith, who people don't remember at Maryland, was just an absolute monster. I didn't have a chance to go against Shaq as a player or coach, but I've never seen a more dominant player at the college level than Edey. I just never have, the way he distorts the game positively. His size, his skill level, what you have to try to do, and then they have good pieces and they're so well coached. So there were a lot of times I just looked at my son like, what are we supposed to do? We're trying. But it's a testament to him. He's gotten better every year. He's gotten in better shape. For him to play in that game 38 minutes at his size, it's pretty impressive. And to get 35 points and 14 rebounds, I'm glad we only have to play him one more time. And I hope he gets out of here. I know if he has another year or whatever. That guy is just an incredible, incredible college player.
Coach, you kind of talked about, again, you've talked enough about Edey and kind of his gravity. What was your message to your big guys, again, knowing it's going to be kind of a quieter night offensively and a heavier load on defense, to stay disciplined and stay focused with such a large task at hand?
Yeah, we just talked to all three of them. We said, you're all going to play. You come in, and the minutes you're out there, you battle your butt off. You try to stay true to our principles. You try to, what I thought was pretty good is, for the most part, those guys shied away. We didn't have any moving screens or reach and foul. Every foul against Edey has to matter, because you're going to pick up a lot of them. So we just talked about the three-headed monster, right? Matt, Luke, and Blake. One played 12, one played 19, one played 14. And just give your best, give your all, stay true to our principles. Lock into, what's hard too is Smith has become such a good player in the pick and roll. So not only now do you have to play the post, but now you got to get out there and you got to guard pick and rolls too. So that very taxing on our bigs, and was very proud of all three of their efforts.
Coach, just want to ask a little bit about going back to the ball screen coverage. You made the decision hard hedge for most of the game. What was kind of the calculus of that, and then also the work you saw from your perimeter players in tagging Edey as he was rolling?
Well, early in the game we were not doing a good job, and Smith was getting downhill. So we made that adjustment to hard hedge. We felt and this happens a lot, and you can tell them not to, but a lot of times big guys are so worried about Edey rolling because he's so big that they forget that you got to guard the ball and help the ball handler. And so I felt we actually felt in the first half, Smith was getting downhill to his right hand a ton, which was putting us in a bind. And we went more to the hard hedge, which we were trying to do to start the game. We weren't doing it. And then we did it more just to kind of take away his rhythm. At least it doesn't give him a straight line where he's got to veer out a little bit. And then for the most part, we did a pretty good job with our tags. I think we got low one time. Lawyer, got a rip-through drive on Ryan. But you got to really tag high on Edey, because if he gets ahead of steam, that becomes really difficult when you get in his way. So, again, guys, it's really hard to play this team. It is. Couldn't have more respect for what they do, what Matt's built with that program. It's a model, for what we strive for, with our program and where we would like to get to. So when you have a chance to beat a team like that, it's a heck of a feeling, because I know how good those guys are. All right, guys, thank you. Good luck with finals.
And we're joined by Buie and Ty Berry. We'll go right into questions. Matt?
For Boo in a game when Purdue is going to have so much focus on you, you still delivered with 31 points, one of your best games of your career. How does it stack up for you against your other best performances, and what were you seeing out there tonight?
I mean, I think I was just trying to play the game to what they were giving me. I knew that they were going to be in the drop coverage. We worked on that a lot. But honestly, I think we just did a really good job of just moving the ball offensively. And, guys were stepping up, making shots. And so that was opening the floor for me to, when it got late time, I was able to, get some one-on-ones and go downhill. But, it's a huge shout-out to the other guys around me to, step up and knock in shots because without that wouldn't have been possible.
And do you think this is one of the best games you've ever played?
I mean, I'm just out there competing, man. I played a lot of games in my career.
You two plus Ryan combined for 72 points tonight. Can you just talk a little bit about what y'all were seeing offensively and just your execution, but also just what makes you three when all of y'all are clicking just so special?
Yeah, I mean, so all week we were practicing, what really works for us, and it's Boo. Boo just getting to what Boo does best. And so me and Ryan, we play our part. We find ways to get open when Boo has the ball, and Boo finds us all the time. So yeah, just being ready when Boo hits us to knock down shots, and practicing and preparation is really what got that done.
You had 21 points tonight. You also had some really clutch free throws. Kind of what did it mean to you to step up in a big moment like this?
I mean, it's awesome, but also relying on my teammates and my teammates giving me the ball and trusting me to go, knock down free throws and make big shots like that. So I credit my teammates for always finding me and believing me to make big shots.
Steve? It wasn't supposed to be possible to have a better game than Super Bowl Sunday game. Was this a better game? Was it a better game to play in? And do you think if not for having, gotten over the hump in that game and won it, you would have been able to win this one?
From last year?
Yeah. Of winning that one,
Yeah, I mean, I think that we prepare like going into every game. We're going out there to prepare to win, and as the game went on, it was a close game throughout the second half, and each team we were just kind of going back, scoring on each other back and forth, and so I think it just came down to just getting a stop towards the end, and I think that we've done a really good job of preparing. The coaches and the leaders have just been doing a really good job of preparing the team for moments like that, or for moments where you get hit with a run or face some adversity. You got to keep that next play mentality. So the game is too long, the season's too long to be trying to worry about one play or one mistake. So honestly, we're just going out there and competing each possession, one possession at a time.
For either of you guys, what was the message in the huddle after he hits a shot to go overtime, and how do you refocus and get ready to play another 5 minutes after a big back and forth battle, especially those last few minutes of regulation?
I mean, yeah, going into this game, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. I mean, they're the number one team in the country for a reason, and Edie is one of the best college basketball players in the country. So, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and if we were going to get it done, we had to get it done the hard way, and we just came together in that huddle and was like, we're going to get it done the hard way regardless. So that's what we did, and I credit our coaches for, believing in us and telling us that we're going to get it done.
For each of you guys, Chris was just in here and talked about how taxing and how spent you guys were after that one. Can you, in your guys' own words, how tiring was it to play that game, considering it was so tight and so close and obviously into overtime?
Yeah, I mean, I just think when, people are so fully, just physically and emotionally invested into something, that naturally kind of just fatigues you a little bit more, the adrenaline and everything. So, it's just a huge, big-time game. And just so I think, as we got down the stretch, the coaches did a really good job of managing that. And like I said in practice, we do a really good job of pushing ourselves and putting ourselves in those situations so that when they happen in the game, we can push through and still make plays.
You guys have 9 days until your next game. How much are you going to let this kind of sink in and celebrate this win versus trying to stay fresh for Detroit Mercy?
Yeah, I think we got to, one game at a time, and I think we got to put our focus into Detroit Mercy as soon as we get back to practice.
For sure. I mean, it's the same thing as if we had lost the game, this next game, next scout. Like I said, the season is so long. You can't get caught up in one win, We've only played 6-7 games. So, I mean, we have so much season left. So this is a great win. And, we can celebrate tonight, but as soon as the morning hits, it's on to the next.
Just talk about a little bit, the crowd, obviously the game going back and forth throughout the entire second half. Talk about kind of when it seemed like they might be getting a little bit of momentum in the crowd, kind of like keeping y'all like engaged, like, and just talk a little about their impact.
Oh man, the crowd was amazing tonight. I mean, again, when we're in those long, tough games, and it's a war the entire time, the crowd is what really pushes us through. I mean, you're tired, but then you hear the crowd just erupt, chanting for you. It makes you want to play even more, even when you don't have anything left in the tank. So I credit our crowd. They were phenomenal tonight, as they always are.
Boo, it seemed like early in the game you really weren't able to kind of get the ball and create space early or late in the shot clock. What adjustments did you guys make offensively to really kind of be able to have you kind of create for yourself late in the shot clock and get open shots?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I just try to, make the right read every time. So, I mean, I thought early on, I seen like in our down action, Edie wasn't in a drop. He was actually staying with the ball, and they were sending two. So, obviously, we have great players around me, so I'm going to pass. If two guys come to the ball, it's kind of an obvious read, That means someone's open. So whether I'm swinging for an assist or that next person is getting a one more for assist, that's the way you got to play basketball. And it just creates havoc for the defense. So, but then in the second half, I feel like they kind of took that off, and then, I was able to get to my shot.
You guys won a turnover differential 17-3. How important was that to both getting points off turnovers, but also taking care of the ball and getting shots on all?
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves on taking care of the ball. I mean, you're gonna have some turnovers, but if you can stay in a single-digit turnovers, you're gonna have a good chance. And so we really pride ourselves on taking care of the ball.
Yeah.
Boo, we saw you on BTN after the game. You called yourself one of the two best players in the game along with Edie. What gives you the confidence? Obviously, you have the self-confidence to believe that, but what gives you the confidence to even say that on TV on top of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Edie is recognized as reigning National Player of the Year, and we've been through we've been in the same league for a while now, and so the players, I mean, I just feel that I'm one of the better players in the league and in the country,
How do y'all just kind of assess the play of your big men? Obviously taking on the assignment of Edie, but just the work that Luke especially did, just coming on. He's only played 24 minutes this season entering the game, but the three of them, how they kind of worked in tandem.
Yeah, the big men, they played great. They fought. I mean, Edie's so hard to guard, and I can only imagine how hard they had to fight. But just them getting in foul trouble and rotating through the bigs, I thought Luke came in and gave us a great burst of energy. He made some big shots, a big three that he hit. And I feel like us rotating our bigs kind of wore Edie down a little bit, and so I feel like that was kind of good to be able to rotate, and each big came in and gave us something different.
This is the second time you've beaten Purdue here, second time the fans have stormed the court for you guys. What's it been like to experience that joy and connection, multiple times in the same year?
It's awesome. Like Ty said before, NU Wild side is unbelievable. So, to be able to get that win for them tonight and them to be able to celebrate is awesome. That's why they came out, and, so it's just good that they got to, come out and do what they came out for.
Last one, Caleb.
Although you guys have played 6 games already, this kind of felt like the outcoming for Ryan Langford. What do you guys make of his play tonight, adding in 20 points?
Man, Ryan played phenomenal. He stepped up like a fifth year, like as a really good fifth year, and made big time shots. And we rely on that. We rely on Boo scoring a lot, but when Boo, they trap Boo, or Boo always finds me and Ryan to knock down shots. But Ryan played phenomenal tonight.
All right, wrap us up. Thank you.
Thank you.